This is going to be a video product review of the, how do you pronounce this? The Gyokucho Razorsaw Ryoba saw 180 millimeter number 291. And that's this thing that's over here. So let me talk for a little bit. I talk a lot. If you don't want to listen to talking, shut this video off right now. If you want to listen to it, turn off your ad blocker and help me out. Thumbs up, subscribe, like, share, leave a comment, and all that other cool stuff. Donation links, affiliate links in the video description. So I don't want to buy a miter saw, but I'm trying to work on this star that is going to be 60-degree angles. And you can see these beautiful cuts that I'm getting with some of my hand saws, the Japanese pull saws. Problem is it takes forever to do these, and I'm going to be doing half laps, and plus I've got a whole bunch of these 60-degree angles to cut, and this is all being done by hand. I don't have a vise. I don't have a lot of tools, so I'm really just using, sometimes I'm using the 60-degree miter box just to get my line. Other times I just mark it off with a pen and then start doing the cutting. And I don't know if this project is going to work, but I bought a saw a couple days ago because I'm really new at this stuff and I have no clue what I'm doing, but I'm an expert on YouTube. I bought a saw and I'm having a really hard time cutting these things. And then I looked at some videos and I said, oh, I guess this is a rip saw. But, you know, you're dealing with plywood, and plywood is in different directions, so it's kind of a cross cut and kind of a rip. But I get a beautiful cut with the saw. I've got other saws. Check out my channel. I posted a whole bunch of videos on the zillions of dollars I've wasted on these saws in the last 2 weeks. But the rip saw is really just ripping my tushy trying to get this thing done. So I looked at this and I went, maybe this is what I need. Now, these saws are so inexpensive that my feeling is if they don't work, I don't really need to return them. Maybe I'll find a way to use them later. So I didn't know at the time, but a cut like this is a rip saw, is a rip cut. And that's not going to work on really fine connections like this. Joinery, or what do you call it? Again, I'm not a pro except on YouTube. So I bought the saw because I want to see, is this going to work? Is this going to let me do my cuts? Because after I get my 60-degree cuts, then I'm going to be going in and doing half laps, or not around the pool or around the track, but half laps or whatever you call those things. So I'll have, what am I trying to do? So that, yeah, this is the 60-degree. So to even this out, I'll lap one side and lap the other side, so it's going to be one even piece lapped. And I don't know how I'm going to do that by hand without a saw, without a miter saw. So that is why I bought this Gyokucho Razor saw. So it's, I can't really do this while I've got the camera in front of me, because then I'm going to ruin the whole thing. Well, this, I'm sure this is too thick to go into the I know that doesn't sound good when you start off with so it seems to be cutting a straight line. I don't like the, what is it, kerf the thickness of the thing. I'm used to thinner blades, so it's holding the line, and I guess I'm learning as I go. This is just not going to work for me because it's too flimsy. I need the bar on the top. I need to have stability. I don't like the thickness. I'm almost in my line now, which I don't like. And I guess I should have compensated for that, but I had my line because I was using a thinner saw, and then I really couldn't move it over. I couldn't get this, the crosscut, to start the line, start a new line. It wouldn't bite into the wood like the 24TPI Kona or the 52 TPI Kona. That's what I like, that I can start a line there and get it going. This thing, this side would not start the line. I had to go into the rip part across the wood. Now that's probably my technique and my lack of skill. on what I'm doing, but obviously this is not going to work when I'm trying to cut something and this is wobbling all over the place. Is it a bad saw? This has got a really good rating, so I'm not going to blame this on the saw. I'm going to blame it on myself. I'm going to return it. Again, I said it's not that expensive, but in this case, I don't want to spend $30 on something that I know is just not going to work for me. I need to have a saw that's got some stability. So if you're an unskilled wood person like me that has no clue what they're doing, and you're hoping to be able to do some type of cut like this, don't buy a saw like this that doesn't have the stability bar on there, or whatever you call it, because it's just not going to work. It's working. I'm just worried that if I continue with this cut, I'm going to rip this whole piece apart, and then I'm going to have to start all over again, messing with both sides, which I don't want to do. So is it a good saw? I'm sure it's a great saw. If you don't have any skill, like me, or I don't have any skill, then you might not want to get this. The one thing I really like is that it's got the shine on there. I'm finishing this thing off with the ZONA 24TPI. Now look at the humongous kerf gaposis on the top where I started with the Gyokucho saw, and then look at the thin line over there where I'm strictly going on the 24, this ZONA thing over here. So I know they're two different styles of work. This is a very fine gaposis, nice thin kerf, and look at this is just spread open wide, and yikes. And then we go back over to the nice thin. So that's the difference between the two. Right now, this is going through the wood a lot easier. It's still pretty rough. There's a knot over there, but I'm staying right on the line. Definitely staying on the line. Luckily, I don't think I ruined this thing, but staying on the line over here, and I'm really happy. But why did I call it Kona? I guess it's ZONA. I guess Kona's an ice cream cone. I don't know. Right now, I'm really happy with this. I'm not so happy with these other Japanese saws that are. I know it's user error, but the thin kerf, I hate that it takes so long to cut because these teeth are so fine, but I love the quality of the cut that I get. There it is. Oh wait, am I on my line? What am I doing? Go. So this saw saved me. I stayed on my line. I stayed on my line. You can see totally on the line. Over here, I was in trouble over here. I was definitely in trouble over here. I was going this way and not this way. And so I was able to correct and clean this up a little bit. How did it look? It's very smooth. You can see the thicker gap over there where I started with the other saw that I was reviewing. And I probably would have ruined this piece had I not gone with the ZONA Bologna. So, I don't know. I'm not really sure which way I want to go with this whole thing. That's not the right way. That is it. And the ZONA saved me. Yeah, these really wide kerf things, I know you can compensate for that so that you're lined up, but without this saw, this would have been ruined. So I am going to return the saw after I finish the video. I will go in there and do the return thing. Not a bad saw, it's just not for me. And I don't know. It's not like I can't afford getting an electric or battery-powered miter saw. It's just that I haven't done it. I should, but I haven't done it. And I would have saved myself hours of time. So overall, I'm really happy with the ZONA. I keep going back to the ZONA because I like the thin blade, and this really makes a humongous difference. The other ZONA that I really love, the 52TPI, it's just, it takes about 20 minutes to saw something like this, and it's not tall, it won't take enough material compared to this one. I wish that ZONA made more saws that would help me out, because it seems to be a really good saw for me. I'm happy with them. But this Gyokucho Razorsaw Ryoba saw 180 millimeter number 291 going back, and that's the end of my review. But if you want to get the saw, if you like the saw, I'm going to leave a link for all three of these saws in the video description. There we are. You can see how I was kind of off on the cut with the ZONA. I was rushing, going too fast, and I started going into the scrap over there. But once I noticed that my lines were off, I mean, look at this. Look at that. It's pretty incredible, really. With the pieces away, you can't even see the black line that I marked. That is a quality saw. That's right on the line. Stayed over there, but you can see I was into the scrap. I was cutting in the wrong direction, so I went up and corrected, because the saw kerfy is so thin that I was able to do that, and I saved my piece. So if I was doing that with the big saw, I would have been in trouble. ZONA wins.